This is Katharine Hepburn.
This is Spencer Tracy.
Woman of the Year is the story of a career woman who placed her career ahead of everything else until she lost her husband. And then, but Sam Craig will tell you the story.
I don't imagine I have to tell you who Tess Harding is. A girl that's a famous radio commentator with a syndicated newspaper column is almost public property. Number 2 outstanding woman in the country, next to Mrs. Roosevelt, when all this started. And I guess it wouldn't have started if she hadn't done a guest appearance on one of those radio quiz shows. She certainly knew all the answers that night. History, politics, international law, until a question on sports popped up.
What is the most frequently run distance in American athletics? Miss Harding?
That stumped her all right. One of the other experts answered it.
90 feet. Correct. 90 feet, Miss Harding, is the distance between home plate and first base. Thousands of men and boys run it every day.
Really? Seems like a frightful waste of energy, doesn't it?
What would you suggest? Should we abolish baseball for the duration?
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea.
Oh, now look here. I'm afraid that's all we have time for tonight. While I'm computing this evening's score...
Now, that made me sort of mad, I guess. You see, I write a column, too. Man About Sports by Sam Craig. Same paper as Tess Harding, as a matter of fact, though we'd never met. The sports department is way up on the 5th floor. Anyway, next morning, I let her have it. I wrote, Miss Harding, when it comes to baseball, is the Calamity Jane of the Fast International set. And my column must have touched her nerve, too, because she up and answered in hers.
Mr. Sam Craig, in this global emergency, must best be described as an ostrich with amnesia.
Miss Harding might remember what the Duke of Wellington said about sports. He gave out that Waterloo was won on the playing fields of Eton.
Mr. Craig cites Wellington's observation to demonstrate, no doubt, that he was once exposed to grammar school history course.
Tess Harding is so busy telling people what to do, she probably never takes time to get out and meet some of them. If she just... Yeah? Oh, hello, Mr. Clayton. Okay, yes, sir, I'll be right down. The boss, no less.
I thought the best thing to do was to get you both in here. This paper can't afford any intramural scraps. Besides, it's getting to the point where... Sam, you'd better look at me while I'm talking, not Miss Harding.
Yes, sir.
Well, how about it? You ready to kiss and make up?
I'll kiss. I don't know about making up.
You, Tess? You willing to quit?
Well, sure. I'm always willing to quit when I'm losing.
Now, you know you can't stay mad at a girl like that. Especially when she's in her 20s and sort of pretty. All right, she's very pretty. I followed her out of Clayton's office, and the first thing I knew, I was trying to make a date. I had to go to the ballpark anyway. It was the last game of the series, and I asked her if maybe she'd like to come along. And can you imagine? She did. You get the best view, you see, from these press boxes. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, thanks, very.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Phil. That's Phil. He's on the Chronicle, too.
Oh, you mean our paper sends 2 men to cover just this one baseball game?
Why not? It's a World Series.
We only had 1 man in Vichy.
Are they still in the league? Well, here they go. Now, you see the Cards are up first, and when they make 3 outs, that's the inning. See, and then the Yankees come to bat.
I see, and then they've got to make 3 outs.
That's right. And each team has 9 innings.
Uh-huh. But wouldn't it always come out even if each team makes the same number of outs?
No. You see, an out is, it's an out. The final score depends on the runs made in between the outs. Now, here comes the first St. Louis batter. Now, he's got to hit the ball and get as far around the bases as possible. If he gets all around the bases, that's a run for his team.
He's got to hit the ball.
Yeah. Unless the pitcher makes him miss, of course.
Yeah, which one is the pitcher?
He's the fellow in the middle. Now, watch the batter. He missed.
1 out.
No. That's a strike. He gets 2 more.
Why?
Well, because... I don't know. Just because he does. Are you kidding me?
Well, how could that be a strike? He didn't even swing at it.
No, well, he doesn't have to, you see. As long as it's over the plate between his knees and his shoulders.
Oh, why doesn't the batter stoop down and fool the pitcher?
Because he does. Look now. Maybe you better not get too much in one dose. I'll sort of ration it out as we go along.
Come on, Joe! Come on! 2 on and 2 out in the ninth, and the Cubs 2 runs ahead. Boy, a homer would win the game, wouldn't it?
Nothing less.
What's funny?
Nothing. You're wonderful.
Of course, didn't you know?
I wasn't sure till now. I guess I had you mixed up with some other girl. Your name is,
Harding, Tessie Harding.
Yeah, I'm glad to know you, Tessie. Call me Sam.
A hit! It's a hit!
Yeah, it might be that homer. Now it hit the top of the fence.
2 men coming in. Come on, Joe!
Slide, Joe. Hit the dust.
We win, we win.
No. Wait a minute.
What is it?
He's out at home. It's the end of the inning.
Then the score's tied.
Like a wet shoelace.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, we almost won. Come on, I'll have to hurry.
Wait a minute. The game's not over yet.
Isn't over. You said 9 innings.
Yeah, but you see, in case of a tie, they play on until somebody wins.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Really, I am, but I've got a broadcast. I'm late already. You don't have to come. You stay here if you want to.
No.
Well, I should think you'd want to go.
I don't want to go. Well, I couldn't let you tackle the subway alone. Come on. Well, that was our first date. And for a while, I was afraid it might be our last. Every time I tried to drag Tess out, she was up to her ears in teletypes or long-distance phones or foreigners. She spoke 8 languages, I think. All of them were pretty much Greek to me, but... So I was mighty surprised when she called me up one day. She had to go to Washington, she said, and would I like to drive her to the plane? Oh, boy, would I. Only she forgot to mention that her secretary, a chap named Gerald, would be along. And her Aunt Ellen, too. Miss Ellen Whitcomb, the famous suffrage leader. A wonderful woman, as a matter of fact. But she wasn't exactly the one I wanted to talk to.
You know, Tess has always been that way, even when she was a little baby.
Was Tess once a baby?
To begin with, they were in China when her mother died. I went out to take care of her, and I've done it ever since. It's quite a job.
Yeah. Everybody ought to have a job.
No, I mean looking after Tess. Think you could handle an assignment like that? Do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Tess over there on the telephone, you see, and I...
Yes, of course. There was something she had to tell the governor.
You're telling me.
Not yet, but I might sometime.
Sam? Oh, Sam.
Oh, which reminds me, there's something I've got to say to Gerald. Excuse me, please.
Sure.
Gosh darn it all, the governor was out. I have to call him from Washington. Sam, I hope we're not taking too much of your time.
No. It keeps me off the streets and out of the pool rooms.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Sure?
No, not a thing. Except I don't know why I'm here. I can't figure you, Tessa. What are you trying to prove?
But, Sam,
Gerald, could have chauffeured you down here. Why did you have to ask me?
I thought you might want to kiss me goodbye.
Hey.
No, are you sorry you drove me down?
Now, are you sorry you asked me?
Well...
Miss Harding.
What, Gerald?
Well, you'll have to hurry. They're holding the plane.
And the trouble is, a fellow like me, I'm not used to being off base. Not that I should be bending your ear, Miss Whitcomb, just because you let me drive you home.
Oh, it's been a lovely ride.
By the way, where can I drop you, Miss Whitcomb?
You can drop the Miss Whitcomb. It always sounds like a reproach.
I'll bet it is, too, to a lot of men who should have known better.
Sam, we're talking about you. Felt this way long?
No, not very. For a dissatisfied guy, I'm pretty satisfied.
You like your work, don't you?
Yeah, sure. I get a kick out of people, seeing them, writing about them. Pretty unimportant people, though. Maybe that's what makes me an unimportant guy.
It makes you a very important guy. You're a normal human being, Sam. Just tried to lead a normal life.
Sounds fine to me. Trouble is, how do you go about arranging it?
You mean, how do you go about arranging it?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say marry the girl.
All right, I will. I'll give it a try when she gets back from Washington.
Sam, I think that's what I like about you best. Even on a rainy night, you can always get a cab.
You're maudlin. You've had too much to drink.
Not me. Nobody's ever drunk me under. Pop used to win bets on me when we lived in Cairo.
You certainly used to get around.
All over the world. Pop was troubleshooting for the State Department. When the war broke out, they called him home, and I came with him.
No. That wasn't when you came home. I was there when you did. That day at the ball game.
Was fun.
Fun being with the crowd, huh? Not just telling them.
Kind of thought it had something to do with being with you.
Yeah? Why me?
Look, Sam.
I'm looking.
What do you see?
Right now?
Right now.
The funny kid who's wearing my hat.
It's a frowsy old hat. And it's raining.
A kid I ran into at the ball game. Name of Tessie. I knew you by the freckles on your nose.
So the first person that's mentioned them since I was 12. I like it.
Trouble is, they don't show most of the time.
Maybe you'll bring them out, Sam.